Hi everyone, welcome to Module 2's learning materials. This is a short presentation on dietary health and also obesity. So dietary health in the form of non-communicable diseases like diet-related diseases are among some of the leading causes of death in the United States. So this includes things like cardiovascular disease, cancers, type 2 diabetes, and also strokes. Here is some data that has been gathered by the CDC's National Center for Health Statistics, and I wanted to show you that in the top leading causes of death in the United States, currently we have heart disease at the top, followed by cancer. Another diet-related illness is strokes, and then also diabetes. So certainly a lot of diet-related diseases in the leading causes of death in the United States. I wanted to focus on obesity, however, because it's a major public health concern with socio-political and cultural influences. From a justice and equality point of view, we have a lot of work to do with regard to the stigma that's associated with diet-related diseases like obesity, and understanding that such diseases are constructed and constrained not simply by poor dietary choices, but by larger structural influences like policies, the food industry, and culture. And I also wanted to highlight the fact that there is an estimated annual cost of around $147 billion related to healthcare treatment and obesity. So I think it's easy to argue that we as a society can do better, and to understand that diet-related diseases like obesity are not simply a problem that should be thought of as individual problems. Now, this may be a review for some of you, but obesity is defined by having a body mass index of 30 or higher. And a body mass index is a person's weight in kilograms divided by the square height in meters. And so if somebody does fall in the category of 30 or higher, then this is considered to be within the obese range. Currently, the CDC reports that we have an estimated population of around 42.4% of the US population affected by obesity. So I wanted to take a second and examine some of the changes over time that have happened with obesity since the data has been collected. So just give me a minute to move here, and we can watch. We'll see the data in this animated map that was put together by the CDC. This is data that's been collected by the Behavioral Risk Factor Surveillance System. So this is self-reported data, and this is for the U.S. Adult population by state and by territory. Now, in 2011, the estimated prevalence was around 33.9%, and then in 2018, it's up to 42% of the population that is affected by obesity. This is the U.S. Adult population. We can see shifting here. Now, I also wanted to bring to your attention the map and the data related to the Hispanic adult population in the United States and the change over time. So in 2011, there was an estimated prevalence of around 42.5% of the group that was in that obese range. And then in 2018, the estimated prevalence is around 44.8%. And lastly, I wanted to highlight the non-Hispanic Black group, non-Hispanic Black adults in the United States, again, from this historical perspective from 2011 to the most recent data in 2018. And so in 2011, the rate was around 47.8%. And then in 2018, the current estimate is around 50%. So, not only did I want to bring you some of the current data and how it's changed over time and why this is a public health concern, but I also think that it's important from a social justice perspective. We know that education and by proxy income, education and income are often related, that those with higher education have higher incomes. We know that education influences obesity rates, that those with higher educations, groups with higher educations have lower rates of obesity. And so I think from a social justice perspective, in terms of race, class, and social justice, we have a lot of work to do when it comes to thinking about who has access to good education, who has access to good jobs, and who has access to good healthcare as well. So I do think it's important to problematize the data that we're seeing and to really think critically about what we can do to change it from a public health perspective in the future.